Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steve and you're watching Research Design Build. In today's episode, I want to cover how much I made as a 1,000 subscriber YouTube channel within the first 30 days of being monetized. There are 4 topics that I'd like to cover in this YouTube video today. The first is what my path looked like to monetization on YouTube. The second thing I want to cover is how many avenues of revenue do the average YouTuber have and what mine were for this last year. Thirdly, we'll actually get into how much I made within my first 30 days of being monetized on YouTube. Lastly, I want to cover some of the basics if you're looking to get into YouTube in 2022, what my recommendations are, and some of my learnings from doing YouTube for the last year and a half. My first video on YouTube I put out February 27th, 2020. Now that is almost 2 years ago, and initially when I was putting out videos, traction was fairly limited, let's say. I wasn't getting a whole lot of views. However, it was fun to see the little pockets of success you'd get. And I'm not talking about like hundreds of thousands of views. I'm talking about, 10 views, 12 views, maybe 100 views. And when you're starting a YouTube channel, those are the little pockets of success that you have to look for. I was able to get views and people were starting to watch my content. And so the number of watch hours, which is the first metric that you kind of need to cross in order to get monetized, I was doing quite well on. So within the first year of putting out videos on YouTube, I was able to get to that 4,000 watch hours. I was challenged with my channel to convert those views into subscribers, because the second metric in order to get monetized is you have to have 1,000 subscribers to your channel. So if you do see or watch videos from small channels that are sitting at 300, 500 subscribers, please subscribe to them, help them out. That'll help out their journey immensely. I was able to get to the 1,000 subscriber mark in November 2021. Hit that mark kind of halfway through the month, and then it takes about 2 weeks, give or take, to go through all of the sort of paperwork process, if you will, to actually submit everything for them to review your channel and for them to allow you to monetize your channel. This was a huge milestone within the channel and a goal of mine since I started YouTube. I had been watching small channels grow throughout the years, and along with that, my curiosity grew for how I might be able to create my own channel and subsidize some of my own hobbies. Hitting this milestone is fantastic. Thanks everyone who has subscribed and watched videos. It means a lot to me. It is really cool. Turns out it is possible to start subsidizing your own hobbies and projects that you'd be doing anyways. Getting into the second topic about revenue on YouTube, there are probably 4 different categories that people make money on YouTube. The first and most obvious is the revenue generated from the ads that are before and during and after videos. And that's what most people think about. And depending on the channel, could be a small or large portion of their income. The second, probably most prolific, is revenue generated from affiliate marketing. And so these are the links that people put down below to products they've used or reviewed on their videos. If you click that link, that'll take you to a site, Amazon or some other site, where you can purchase that product that you saw in the video. Now that link basically tells that store that you're going to that that person who created the video sent you there. And so for that, they give the producer of that video or the person that created that link a small sort of finder's fee for you as a customer. Now this doesn't cost you anything as a purchaser, but a little bit of advertising dollars sort of goes around the back end and goes back to the person that created that link. The third avenue is sponsorships, and that's where you see people stop in the middle of their video and tell you about a service or a product and recommend it to you. That company is paying for that 30 or 40 or 1 minute basically advertisement within the video. The fourth, and one area that can be very substantial for a lot of channels, is merchandise or products. This can be an online store where they're selling t-shirts or plans, for instance. That can be a large source of their revenue. In the first 30 days of being monetized on YouTube, I had about 23,000 views. During that period, I was able to bring in a revenue of about $209 Canadian or $163 US. Now, that was a pretty good number, but we got to take that into consideration because that was kind of Black Friday and going into Christmas, so ad revenues during that period, from what I understand, tend to be a little bit higher. So going forward, I expect that to come down a little bit. Now in August of this year, I started being an affiliate with Amazon, which sounds fancy, but is very easy to set up, and pretty much anybody can. You could even set this up the same day that you start your own YouTube channel. Now I wouldn't recommend that because you only have 180 days to make 3 qualifying sales in order to stay in the program. So if you start being an affiliate right away, the chances of you getting those sales and staying with the program is quite limited. For myself, I started in August before I was monetized on YouTube and before I had the 1,000 subscribers, and if I were to do it again, I would probably hold off. Now, having said that, I still did bring in about $100 Canadian when it comes to affiliate marketing through Amazon between August 2021 and the end of the year. My third stream of income from the channel was a sponsorship deal. Back in the summer, I was approached by a company that made slim LED pot lights, and they had seen a previous video I made and wanted me to make a video for them that showcased their product. And so I took that deal, and that made me a few $100s as well. Now, typically sponsorship deals or product placement deals would pay significantly more. However, this is my first one. I have a small channel, and it was really just testing the waters of what that process looked like. Now I've shared with you how much a 1,000 subscriber YouTube channel makes. Please consider subscribing, even if it is just to follow along on progress. I will try to do one of these videos every year where I update everyone on how much the YouTube channel is making, in an effort to be transparent and also inspire people to join and create content of their own. There are 2 channels that I would like to thank that inspired me to create my own channel and finally move forward with it. The first is DD Speed Shop. He had a video showing how much he had made off of YouTube while doing a certain project. And for me, that was enough catalyst to say, hey, I need to start doing this. I need to try this out. He was able to show that, gear wasn't important. Having a shop that was all professionally set up wasn't important. It was just important to get out there and start creating content. The second channel that produces some great content and also does some yearly recaps, which are very informative and helpful, is Shop Nation. For the last 3 years, he's done recap videos sharing how much he makes off his YouTube channel. What was very interesting is the growth of his channel. In 2019, he made about $19,000 US. Fast forward 1 year, and he made just over $100,000 US. In 2021, just 1 year after that, he is now making over $200,000 off of his YouTube channel. Now, this has been exponential growth. However, the very interesting fact is he says that his effort and time put into the channel has not changed since 2019. He's still producing the same number of videos per year, and it's still taking him roughly the same amount of time to create them. He has grown in terms of number of subscribers and views, and he has that back catalog of content now that people are still viewing and he's still generating income from. So the fourth thing I wanted to talk about was getting started on YouTube, sort of my thoughts, my journey, what was holding me back, and some advice for anybody who wants to start. So for myself, I was really hung up on having everything set up and perfect, because a lot of the YouTubers that I was watching had fully set up shops. They had high-end gear, they had lighting, they had microphones. It was very much a professional production at that point. Well, I wasn't starting until I could get to that point. Now, that was a big mistake and probably a delay of almost 2 years for me to actually start creating content. Gear is important, but it is not. When you're first starting out, at least for me, I'm not a video producer, I'm not an audio guy, I'm not a camera guy, and I'm not an editor. All those things are things that I had to learn. Now, I could have had the fanciest gear in the world, I wouldn't have known how to use it. I would be trying to learn all of it all at the same time, and it really wasn't that important. The biggest thing was being comfortable in front of the camera and figuring out what shots you want to take, what shots you don't want to take, how much you want to film, etc. And that takes some time. If you're not used to it, if that's not what you do normally, it's a little daunting, it's a little weird, it's a little awkward. Some of the videos that are early on my YouTube channel are probably filmed on a GoPro Hero 3 or 4. And all the audio is captured also through that. I quickly found that I needed to do some voiceover and didn't have a microphone on my computer, and so I ended up buying one. I'll put a link in the description below to an affiliate link. I later upgraded to a GoPro Hero 6, and for the last, almost year and a half, I would say, I've been filming on the GoPro Hero 6. In an effort to increase audio quality further, I did get a wireless mic that I'm using right now. As far as video editing, I've been using DaVinci Resolve, and that is free for its basic version. The basic version will do everything you need to do when you're first getting started in YouTube. Eventually, I did upgrade to the studio version of DaVinci Resolve, not because I needed extra features within the program, but because they had a promo on where they're giving away a free speed editor if you purchased their software. For me, I thought that would help me in the editing process, and I've found it very useful and speeds things up when you're doing those initial cuts and condensing the raw video footage that you shoot out in the garage, which could be hours of footage, down to something that is much more manageable for a YouTube channel. There is an audience for absolutely everything, is the other thing that I've discovered on YouTube. There's this guy here that is doing fish tank stuff, probably a very niche setting, but he's getting millions of views. So great on him, but what I want to share is that it doesn't really matter what kind of content you want to create, there is going to be someone who wants to watch it. Gear matters, but it doesn't matter. You can start with your phone. A lot of YouTubers are still using iPhones. You can get started with pretty much anything. The biggest thing is start recording, learn how to edit, learn what kind of shots you need to take, and add gear as you go. Biggest thing is just get out there, record, and start posting to YouTube. You'll figure it out along the way. So thank you for watching, much appreciated. I couldn't be happier with where the channel is now. I hope to continue to grow it in the future. So please subscribe, please join the channel, please comment below if you have any questions and I'll try to answer them. And I've got a whole pile of projects lined up that I need to get completed this year, and I will be posting all of that content to YouTube and sharing it with you. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.